You never know for sure what you're going to find if you're just tuning around on shortwave radio. We're going to take a look at an example and talk about the Shortwave Radiogram program that I stumbled across in December and have been listening to ever since. Stick around.
Black one.
Somewhere in the ionosphere. Shortwave Radiogram. Commander Weapon.
All right, so I didn't stumble across Shortwave Radiogram exactly like that, but it wasn't too far off. So before we talk about what Shortwave Radiogram is and how you can receive it, let's talk just a little bit about what shortwave radio actually is. We're talking about the frequencies that operate between 3 and 30 megahertz. So that's going to be above AM broadcast, which is typically going to be around 500 kilohertz up to about 1.6 megahertz. But it's not going to be as high frequency as the FM broadcast, which generally is going to be around 88 megahertz up to about 108 megahertz. There's something special about shortwave radio. Those frequencies, when they are being transmitted, will not go through the atmosphere and off into space the way that the FM broadcast will. They also will not be absorbed by the ionosphere the way that you would have at lower frequencies. Those frequencies are operating in a very special place where they will reflect off of the ionosphere, come back down to Earth, and this gives us the ability to have very long distance communication. We do this in ham radio all the time, we do it for emergency communications, and we do it just for fun, making contacts long distance. We've also had broadcasters take advantage of this property when they were using shortwave broadcasts. So that's how we've been able to have the British Broadcasting Corporation, for example, have its BBC World Service before there was internet and the ability to be able to get these transmissions made via internet circuits and go worldwide very quickly. What we have with shortwave is the ability to send that signal out, to have it bounce off of the ionosphere and have it come back so that somebody can hear it from very far away. And so the shortwave broadcasters, there are still some around, and the Shortwave Radiogram is a program that is using shortwave broadcasters to send analog broadcasts on the shortwave bands, and they are encoding text and even images with the same kind of modems that we use in emergency communications. So if you're using the FL Digi suite, the NBEMS suite, for example, you're going to have the ability to decode those signals, and you can see some examples in this video. So if you happen to have an HF station, then you are already ready to go as long as you've got the NBEM software installed. If you do not, you have some options. You can find an internet-based receiver, for example. Kiwi SDR has a lot of them. And the nice thing about that also is that you can go and choose different places around the world where you want to listen. All right, so for this past week, I actually tuned in to 2 different broadcasts, and I have very different results. The big thing that you can get from this is something that we've talked about on this channel a lot, and that is that when you are trying to make a specific contact to get from a particular place to another particular place at a particular time of day, at a particular time of year, you're going to need to choose the frequency or the band that is the correct one to be able to get that circuit to complete. It does not follow that if something works at 1 in the afternoon, that it's going to work at 1 in the morning. In fact, it very often will not, especially when you're talking about shortwave radio. So here's an example of one that I picked up earlier in the week, and you can see that I was able to decode some text. I'm able to get some of the images to come out of it. I was able to decode 5 of the 8 images total that were transmitted. I was able to read a lot of the text, but also a lot of it was garbled. Now, take a look at this. Something much more optimal for the time of day and the distance that we were going, and I'm able to get a much clearer copy This is a good example of why you need to find the right frequency for the particular condition that you're working in and the particular job that you want to address. So I'll have a couple of links down below in the description, and I hope that you find that interesting and something that's worth doing. I've been having a lot of fun just listening to these, tuning in at different times of day, and just seeing how it works. So until see you next time, this is Radio KD8TTE out.